Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A very, very warm welcome to each and every one of you present here today to the 10th Construction Week India Awards 2020. Over the last 9 years, the awards have become an institution by itself. Today, very few in the real estate and the infrastructure sector can claim not to have heard of the Construction Week Awards. And this year, in its virtual avatar, the award promises to be a treat of a different kind. We are grateful to the companies who have stood by us and would like to thank our presenting partner, GM Modular, powered by Schuco in association with Jaguar Group, and our category partner, J. Kumar Infra Projects. Without taking any more of your time, I would like to request Vibhor Srivastav, the Group Publishing Director at ITP Media Group, to welcome you. Over to you, Vibhor.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening, and what a privilege to have you back in this form. So I've always loved to be on live and talking and meeting and arguing each other and welcoming personally, but it is inevitable. But the horizon look nice as we step into 2021, ladies and gentlemen. Delighted to have you at Construction Week Awards, which is in its 10th year. It's almost a decade, and time has really flown. And I think we've grown strength to strength. And how can I say that? I think it is incredible support in the industry and the love that you bestowed on us, believed in us to make us reach this level where we believe that we have now become the leaders in the industry. Construction Week India Awards is a prestigious event attended by the creme de la creme of the real estate and infrastructure industry. In its 10th year now, the awards have grown in stature and size. We received nominations, and I don't want to bore you with these numbers, but these numbers, my team has said that, has been one of the most daunting tasks, but definitely the numbers look so tall, so nice. Let me share with you. We received nominations from more than 800 companies. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a big number that we're talking, from more than 79 cities and across 18 categories. So bravo to the team behind who have worked tirelessly to make this platform, But I can't forget, there are great brands who have stood the testimony of the time, and they're doing themselves very well. So I must congratulate, our great brands who have partnered with us. GM, thank you for always being there. Schuco, powered by partner. ESCO, a part of the Jaguar Group company, and Jay Kumar. So thank you all four of you, how much we really wanted you and how much you have continued to hold our hands together in these tough times. So ladies and gentlemen, all of the evening is completely packed with some amazing results that the jury has worked and come up with the verdict. And I once again welcome you and your family from your home, from your offices. Be safe, and I look forward to personally meet all of you in 2021. Thank you. Hope you will like our initiative. Hope you like this awards evening. Thank you very much.
We will now invite our presenting partner, GM Modular, to deliver the welcome address, and we'd love to welcome Mr. Jayan Jain, the MD and CEO at GM Modular, to come on screen and deliver his welcome address. Over to you, Mr. Jain.
Who am I? I'm an artist, driven by passion. I'm an athlete, powered by hard work. I'm a creator, urged by innovation. I am progressive, inspired by cutting-edge technology. I'm a game changer, fueled by challenges. I'm a leader, committed by the promise of growth and victory. I am GM. I, Sunil Shetty, am now a part of this amazing GM family. And so are they. We are GM! Are you?
GM, switches and more.
A very good evening to all present here at this prestigious Construction Week Awards 2020 to celebrate the best in construction, infrastructure and architecture. I feel honored today because I get this opportunity on a prestigious platform to be amongst the leaders and dreamers like you who have turned the ordinary world into a fascinating one. COVID-19 pandemic has not only affected our lifestyle and our behavior, but it has also affected various industries around the world, including the real estate and construction. The impact of novel coronavirus on Indian real estate is unprecedented. However, post-COVID, the sector will budge again, but definitely will take some time. Having realized the importance of one's own house during the COVID, the new world will come with new demands. With relaxations on the logistic movement and other industries being functional, it will attract investment into the real estate sector. We are going to sail through these difficult times smoothly in the time to come. About GM, well, we are proud to be the leading trustworthy brand of switches and accessories, intelligent home automation, innovative LED lighting, and our recently newly launched designer fan series. We are also proud to get into the health products, keeping in the mind to protect the aim to protect people from the current pandemic. We are also proud to be associated with Okio, Germany, for the premium lighting brand. Okio is the only premium luxury lighting brand in the world, and we are proud to share a common goal with them, which is to turn mere products into the memorable experiences. Not taking much of your time, I would like to wish all the best to the brilliant minds who have made immense contribution in the construction, real estate and architecture industry. Thanking you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jain. It was a pleasure to have your presence here with us today. We'd now love to invite Mr. Ashish Kapoor, the sales head with Schuco India, to share a few words.
Fog is created by moist and oversaturated air. The largest raindrops ever recorded by humans had a diameter of 9 millimeters. By the time a solar ray reaches Earth, it has traveled a distance of almost 149 million kilometers. Nothing is quite as fascinating as nature, and nothing is more fascinating than breaching the barrier between nature and the indoors, making them one. To make this a reality in a building, we combine our passion for nature with technology to create sliding systems with limitless design options for every climate. That you can use more easily than a car door, or which can't even be recognized as a sliding unit from outside. Discover how, through technology and engineering, a room becomes one with nature, with sliding systems from Schuco. More than a view.
Good evening, everyone. It is great to be part of the Construction Week Awards virtually. I applaud the Construction Week team for making this event happen and continuing to award the construction fraternity even during these times. Before anything, I hope that all of you and your families are safe and well. I am delighted to inform you that Schuco has experienced rapid business growth in the past decade. During this phase, we invested in people, standards, infrastructure, and brought several innovations into the market, making us the number one international aluminium systems company in India. With our R&D center in Bangalore working on global projects, we continue to lead and innovate in the market. Even during this difficult phase of the pandemic, Schuco continues to invest in people, our customers, and our fabricator partners in India. I am proud and happy to announce that our new showroom in Delhi is now open. We are also coming up with a new and bigger office cum showroom in Mumbai, and it is my pleasure to invite you shortly for the opening. In the end, I would like to thank ITP Publishing for giving us this opportunity to be associated with this prestigious event. So tonight, let us set out to honor those who deserve their share of the spotlight. May the best participant win. Thank you and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kapoor. Ladies and gentlemen, no event is complete without a little bit of knowledge sharing. We have a really high profile and elite group of individuals who excel in their work, and we have them here today with us to shed light on one of the hottest topics today, which is decoding the real estate post COVID. With this, I would love to introduce Mr. Indrajit Sauji, who is the director at ITP Media Group, to lead us to this entertaining session.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's my absolute pleasure to welcome you all to this power panel discussion as a curtain raiser to Construction Week Awards 2020. Hope you all are maintaining a good immunity and keeping yourself healthy and safe. This pandemic has taught us all the art of exploring the virtual world and adapting to the new normal. We have been hosting Construction Week Awards since last 9 years on ground, and it has become the grandest affair for the construction industry. But this year, the pandemic has forced us to take it onto a virtual platform. But we are still delighted to see such a fabulous response and the excitement. I thank you all for taking time out and being a part of this. My name is Indrajit Sauji, and I head the construction and design vertical for ITP in India. And I'll be your host for this session. Topic for today's power panel is decoding the real estate sector post-COVID. And we have a very powerful panel of speakers who are the industry leaders and a perfect reflection of the construction industry. Let me introduce the eminent panelists, starting with Mr. Ravi Pai, MD Century Real Estate. Welcome, Mr. Pai.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be on the show.
Mr. Pradyumna Kumar, VP Chairman's Office Brigade Group. Welcome, Pradyumna.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Mr. Prashant Solomon, MD Chintels India. Welcome, Mr. Prashant.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Mr. Rahul Chaudhary, Executive Director, CG Group. Welcome, Rahul.
Thank you, Indrajit. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you, Rahul. Mr. Rajesh Sharma, Director, GM Modular.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here. It's just like Rahul just said, it's an absolute pleasure to be here.
Mr. Shyam Raghunandan, MD Schuco India.
Thank you, Indrajit. It's an absolute pleasure to be here.
Mr. Parvez Amin, President, Jaguar Group. Welcome, Mr. Amin.
Thank you, Indrajit. Always a pleasure to be here.
And today's session will be moderated by a very dear friend, architect Kozema Chitawala, Principal Architect, Designer Group. Welcome, Kozema.
Thank you. Thank you.
In case if you have any questions during the course of the session, please feel free to ask them by using the question tab. Without any further delay, let me hand over the panel to our moderator and hear it from him what the future of the industry looks like. Over to you, Kozema. And we'll be shortly joined by Mr. Hiranandani.
Great. Thank you, Indrajit. And I welcome you, all of you, on this esteemed panel, on this discussion panel. I think so. We all have been seeing up and down, and probably everybody has been facing their own jingles during this last 9 months. I feel that it's a time that we are ready to take off, and we are just about to go ahead, and vaccine will be out soon. There will be so many things which will happen. People have started moving out. Their courages have been, I think so, our courages have been more, बोलते सीना बहुत खुल रहा है. हम लोग, we are all trying to get the best out of what the situation is. So I think so. It's time that we share the experience, and we try and see that what industry can do the best in order to survive and do the better things in the future. So tell me, I think so, in this situation, we all consolidated in various aspects. So what kind of consolidation each of you have done? And tell me, do you think this consolidation process which has happened is going to continue even post-pandemic? So can I start with Prashant, you?
I think that the pandemic has, as you said very rightly, it affected everybody, not only real estate or construction, but any industry. And I think that, you know, what we did is that we started focusing more on developing the existing projects that we have, and not trying to expand too fast, get more projects. I think the strategy that we used was more like just do what, the projects in hand, focus on them, which I think we did it okay, because we have actually delivered quite a few housing units during the pandemic, and we've seen that over time the interest has definitely returned in the market. I think people are now, looking at this period as a time of realization about what is important to them. We got to spend a lot of time with family. We got to spend a lot of time in things that otherwise people were not doing. So I think the sort of, say, in real estate in particular and housing, I see that people are very interested in getting houses where there's like a work from home type of a option. Like this work from home concept seems to have caught on quite a bit, and people are demanding more projects which are ready to occupy, ready to move in. So I mean, those are some of the things. And now in terms of consolidation, see, I feel that if you really look at it, the period of this pandemic was not that long as we feared initially, in the sense the lockdown started on 24th of March, but by May, June, we were back to, our sites were back. If you remember the sites, construction began within 2 months with in situ labor. And in particular, in my field, in real estate, this was just the latest in a series of things that really rocked the industry. So whether it was back in 16, the demonetization, then the RERA, then the GST, this was just the fourth thing against us. So we as an industry had already kind of geared up to face the challenges. And I think that it was not as bad as everyone thought it would be. As I said, though we are still technically living through this pandemic, but things are opening up. Sales in Gurgaon, where my part of where we develop is in Gurgaon, we are seeing last few months the sales are back. They're coming back. Hello, Mr. Hirandandani, how are you?
I'm sorry for being late. Sorry.
So yeah, so that is what I feel, and I think that overall things are getting back to normal in the industry. I don't think we need to really worry too much about it. We have to just keep moving ahead together, and I think all of us have learned valuable lessons also from this pandemic, which we are now applying.
Pradhiman?
From a brigade perspective, first quarter we typically took the mode of survival just to ensure that we are good to go in the months that followed. It's also because of the fact that we have exposure to residential real estate, to office, to malls, as well as hotels. And hotels and malls did have a major impact for us, and it continues to have from a hotels perspective, pre-COVID and now. So we were in that particular mode. But there's been a lot of focus on sales from our side, and when we speak about consolidation, we're talking about consolidation from a sales perspective. So in a market like Bangalore, if we go back to 2015, maybe even 2016, prior to demonetization, we were looking at maybe a market size of about 55 to 60,000 units that were getting sold every year. And come 17, 18, through demonetization, GST, implementation of RERA, the market size did reduce. I think it was literally halved. Mr. Pai will also echo on that. So we are at maybe about at 30,000 units in this period. And 19, we did see some recovery, and now we are headed back to the path of that 55 to 60,000 units being absorbed. So we're seeing, but at the same time, if you look at our sales in 15, 16, we were at about 2 million, 2.5 million square feet as far as volumes go. And that has now gone up to about 4 million square feet, and we are again on track to do that this financial year. So the market size hasn't really increased. I think market share is increased for a certain set of developers. So we see consolidation primarily from that perspective.
Niranjan bhai, I had asked the panel that what is the kind of consolidation which has been done during pandemic, and do you think this trend of consolidation is going to continue post pandemic also?
Kuzima, I think it is quite obvious that with the demonetization, GST, ILFS going down the drain, RERA coming into place, it required far more capital for people, credit also, and the stuck projects not being able to do. It was quite natural that consolidation would take place. And obviously, this has started. It's not happened to the extent that people think it has happened. So the process is extremely slow and difficult. And not many people are ready to give up or take a haircut in order to move forward. But the consolidation has happened in the last years, and also many of the larger players who have access to funds have been able to expand their business, as our friend just now mentioned, that the market share has moved away from certain people and all. But it's not that the very small players are doing badly. There are people who are small players in the market who have maintained a very good creditworthy position. They're also doing well. So it's not that everybody who is small is in difficulty or whatever it is. And consolidation is taking place across the board. Small, middle, and large, all three are getting consolidated. It's now about those who are efficient and having capital and credit versus those who are not efficient and not having capital and credit. That's how it is going. Earlier, they would say, oh, this fellow is a big player, so he's doing well. That's not the truth. The truth is different. The truth is you're either efficient and big, efficient and small, or inefficient. So that's the differing factors between the thing. But yes, consolidation is here. It is happening. Another reason why consolidation is taking place is because of the insolvency law. And that also has precipitated the situation. Earlier, when people were not paying their debts, they didn't have to worry about that thing. NCLT has made a world of a difference. So that's the second reason why the consolidation is taking place. And the third reason why consolidation is taking place is because of RERA. Now, you lock up 70% of your money into escrow account and you cannot shift from project A to project B. So let's presume I have two buildings of 100 flats each. In fact, in building number one, the sale is very good. Hence, I get surpluses of money. But I can't move it to phase two of my project, which is building B, if it is a separate phase of my project. So I require to keep this money in escrow in the banking system while I have to borrow monies or put additional capital in the second. So automatically my requirement of capital goes up. Hence, there is a reason further why consolidation will take place over the period of time. So all these multiple factors have caused consolidation to take place. And you are now seeing post-COVID, again, that's the next point which has taken place, creating another scene. But today, in the last 30 to 40 days, the markets have definitely improved. There is a huge change, especially in Maharashtra with the stamp duty coming down. We do see huge sales taking place at this point of time. Again, not across the board, but lots of them. So those who have got ready buildings with OC, you're saving 5% of GST, you are reducing 3% of stamp duty, plus whatever other benefit the developer is giving in terms of choice, in terms of value proposition and other things. I think all this is really making consolidation or direction to do much better.
Great. I think so, Niranja Bhai, you have raised something which I want to ask you a little later. Rahul, what's your opinion on consolidation?
No, I do agree with all my fellow panelists on their specific views. I mean, I'm sure that the panel members are all going to focus a lot on India. If I may talk a little bit because of our portfolios, which are in other parts of the world as well. Clearly, I would like to actually talk about it from the perspective of development as well as from operations. I do completely agree with Niranjan ji that there has been a certain move in terms of the demand for, let's say, real estate and the sales of which Prashant also mentioned. Consolidation has happened in terms of the cost restructuring all across all our groups, and that has also helped us from the perspective of becoming more efficient I would say, from our operations perspective. From a development perspective, we never actually wanted to stop any of our developments. I mean, we all know this is a vicious cycle. I mean, once you don't get payments from the owners of the units, or let's say the owners of the units who would have got the units over a period of time, then it would have obviously put us in a difficult situation. But it took a stop for quite some months. But now, surprisingly, we are seeing that liquidity from the banks is obviously not the issue. Banks are flushed with capital. They're willing to provide capital also at lower interest rates as well as better terms. And we are also seeing that people are willing to purchase real estate all across the world. And since we have a big exposure in our hospitality footprint, we are seeing that hospitality driven by real estate is actually performing much better. And in all our markets, even such as Nepal, there were developments which we were going to do it purely on the basis of just residences and commercial. But now we have completely redesigned the project to add a hotel component there. And suddenly we see that all the real estate is selling, I mean, like hotcakes. So definitely we've had to relook at the cost structures again in terms of the development, which would mean a better return. We have also looked at our entire strategy in terms of development itself, whether to do it now, whether to do it over a period of time. We've taken a call that we want to continue doing so, also from the perspective of paying down our debt. I mean, our biggest issue right now is debt, and because of real estate, you're able to take over that advantage of paying that off and making your operations more sustainable and viable. But if you ask me, consolidation, it's already happening. It has happened. It is happening. And I think it should continue to happen as the business evolves and the crisis, the pandemic continues to evolve, because no one can really guess at the moment when it is going to happen. I mean, I used to do a revenue projection every month. I've stopped doing revenue projections. Now all I'm doing is cost projections and cost budgets. So these are the consolidations that are happening, but I think towards the right direction and towards the right step to make your operations viable and sustainable and efficient.
So Rahul, I'll start with you again on a second point, because there is too much of finance which is being discussed here. So how are we looking at this? We had really a drought in between for a couple of months, and then now we are seeing some water trickling into finances, trickling back into the industry, into the cycle. How do you see this? How are we going to take this forward, and what is the way forward according to you?
As I mentioned in many forums as well, Kusima, I look at COVID as an opportunity in every way. I mean, of course, it is a separate discussion to see that everyone has been affected, right down from a chaiwala all the way to a owner of the development. But I look at this from the opportunity perspective that, the cost structures which one would have never ever thought about before on what is the optimum and most efficient cost structures for operation. You would have never done it if there was no pandemic that would have hit you. Not only that, you all know, and we all know in this fraternity that, I mean, when you're running with different brands, they have their brand standards, they have their brand guidelines, and the cost structures. I mean, we as real estate players in this panel think about returns. We think about returns every square foot, or square meters. So when you look at a return perspective, sometimes that is quite skewed when you're talking about operations from an operator's perspective. But I believe everyone has reconciled that we all need to look at the cost structures for operation, and we've had to do major cost cutting. And the good thing is that the cost cutting and let's say we are running at 50% payroll, for example, and we are running even the entire operations which were there pre-COVID with these 50% of payroll. So you see, it's helped us to reimagine our cost structures, rethink our business model from the perspective that many of our hotels were purely supposed to be room factories, and you had one or two F&B outlets that were there obviously as a part of the brand offering. But now that we see that these hotels are running 80 to 90% as F&B outlets than from the hotel rooms itself. And number three is also from your market contributors. You were looking at everyone coming, the business coming in from outside. Now we are pushed to a corner that we have to purely focus on domestic market. And we are having to see that there is so much capital in the domestic market itself. I mean, we are being able to survive just with that the domestic market. So it helps us to re-engineer and rethink our entire sales and marketing strategy as well. And keep in mind, Cosima, I mean, you are in this industry for over 20 years. I mean, the first pandemic or a crisis hits, the first industry that gets hit is the hospitality industry. But the hospitality industry is also a resilient one. We learn, we evolve, and we come out of these situations in a much stronger position. So I frankly see that hospitality is only going to become better. I think it is going to be more improvised and more efficient. I strongly believe in this sector for sure. With all, and then the best part is everyone is working together towards the improvement, right from our consultants, our designers, to our operators, to our co-partners, everyone. So I have huge faith in the hospitality industry. And even while we're talking about real estate, I feel hospitality backed with real estate is going to be much more lucrative with times to come.
Ravindra, what is your take on the finances? Because you are in a very competitive Bangalore market where there is a huge supply. So how do you manage your numbers and how values and other things?
I want to actually take this opportunity to congratulate Construction Week for conducting this virtual panel and not allowing the pandemic to come in the way of the routine work that happens. I think it's very inspiring to see that happen. To answer your question, Kozema, I mean, consolidation is something that was happening in our industry even prior to COVID. COVID has only it's just been an enabler, or rather put the consolidation on fast track. I mean, we all know there have been several reforms that happened, be it GST, demonetization, RERA. Many of this had already contributed to the consolidation in our sector. We've seen all other big industries, be it telecom, steel, cement. Typically, there are a handful of players in any industry. It is only in real estate where we saw, multiple number of players. So I think it was only a matter of time before consolidation really happened. The way I see consolidation in the sector is slightly different. I mean, we tend to use real estate as a broad brush to paint anything from broking to landowner to a developer. We call all of this real estate. What I have really seen, I believe what will happen going forward is that we will start seeing really players who are experts in a particular niche. So it could be, let's say, there is maybe a handful of players who are experts in the retail space. There are a few of them who are sort of dominant in the commercial space, some in the residential space. So there are players who will sort of develop a niche in each of these segments. Even in Bangalore, although the market is competitive, I think many people are sort of finding their own niche. Some do maybe have a very, very good sales engine. Some develop products a lot faster than the others. So the point I'm making is that today, to survive in the real estate business, it is very important for each player to find their niche. Each one has to bring some value to the table. Either it could be in the form of land, it could be in the form of a brand, a better sales engine, a better construction sort of a outfit, a better leasing ability. But it's very critical that every player has to bring something unique if they want to survive. The other point that Mr. Hiranandani mentioned, even Mr. Rahul sort of spoke about, is about efficiency. In the past, I think our sector was one sector where inefficiency paid off. If you delayed launching a project, you benefited because the price is appreciated. So rather than inefficiency being sort of penalized or punished in most other sectors, in real estate it was the reverse. If the inefficient players in a way were getting carried by the market, I think that has really changed. Today, it is important that, and many builders have also started to look at the business in almost like an FMCG sort of a model, wherein it is more about how quickly I'm able to turn things around, sell, get my recover my land cost or my profit, rather than really banking on inefficiencies, banking on the land value appreciating. So I think that is something that we are seeing. The one other thing that I wanted to add, in addition to inefficiency, is discipline. Players who have demonstrated discipline, be it financial, you talked about, Mr. Hiranandani mentioned about RERA in a way, sort of forcing us to be disciplined. But many players have been demonstrating discipline even in the past. So players who have demonstrated discipline are ones who are going to survive and continue to do well going forward. So that's really my view.
Great, Ravi. I think so. In this time where we have given a great deep thought into it, the market also has changed. So, what are the new concepts which are going to come up? If Pradyuman, Niranjan Bhai, if you could help me out on that. Niranjan Bhai, you would like to take it first, or if you could take it first and respond to me that what are the new concepts which are going to develop in this coming time?
I think several things are happened. And one of them, let us say, is the fact of the COVID period, which has forced people to stay at home. So the requirements which are there for people who are willing to work from home and are able to work from home, and their industry is comfortable for the fact that they can work from home efficiently. So a lot of this segment of the population is now requiring, where they have 2 bedrooms, they need 2.5 bedrooms, if not 3.5 bedrooms, where husband and wife are working, the children have worked from the school, and they are able to afford that segment. We are seeing that people are going for larger residential spaces in terms of it, and they want better quality homes than they had before, including some amenities which are available in the neighborhood that is taking place. So that's the first change that we have seen. So the demand for a larger size flat, which ultimately goes to make a difference from what we talked about earlier, where we thought that smaller and smaller flats are going in terms of the affordable segment. We are also seeing that some of the larger flats are also now have a tendency to go. So that's one. The second point of it was that there was a lot of people who said rental. Hum kharide kyun? Because at 2% rental, we are able to get a place and we are doing it. Again, the COVID situation has changed their mind. Somebody who wanted to bring their brother to stay in the house, their parents to stay in the house, their children to stay in a rental house. The societies were screaming and creating problems for them. So they were not very comfortable with the fact, because you're not the owner of the flat. How can you further get more people? You're only a rental person. So that's the second change which I see. People are going back to the fact that they do not want only to be rental, though I don't think rental will go. But definitely there is a segment of society which is making a difference on that. The third change is, of course, the work from home. In some segments of the economy, the commercial space can be rationalized, which means the requirement is going to come down. But my personal belief is that the requirement of commercial space is not pegged to the issue of work from home more, but it is more dependent on what the state of the economy. If the GDP grows by 5 to 7 to 8% ultimately after the year, then the requirement of commercial will anyway grow up, even if you are talking about a work from home situation. So the downsizing of the economy is affecting commercial much more than the plain issue of work from home. So that's the third thing which I want to flag off. The fourth thing which is flagging off is retail. That is in a disaster. And a lot of them are now deciding whether really e-commerce is the way to go more and more, or are people going to be there? People are so used to now doing e-commerce purchases that, and they found that so efficient and friendly and cheaper at times that why would I go to the place? But as we know, human beings, and this is the case in America too, where the majority of e-commerce has taken place, retail space is still required, and people are still fond of going to shopping centers, picking off the shelves and others. But there's going to be a consolidation there. And the other consolidation is the neighborhood shop. So a lot of people still go to the neighborhood shop and then go and do the purchases. All these changes are taking place in the economy due to the COVID situation. The other changes, of course, will take place because of the economic situation that we say. Namely, let's take the affordable housing segment, and I'm not talking about cities like Mumbai and Delhi, but if you see the tier 2, tier 3 cities, the PMAY scheme at prices of less than 45 lakhs total are definitely doing very well. For example, in Maharashtra, we have reduced stamp duty 2%, but for a PMAY scheme, it's only 1,000 rupees. So that's one. Then there are lots of other cost efficiencies in terms of charges, the taxes which are there relating to that segment is definitely going to do. The banks are giving 90-10 loans instead of 80-20 loans. All these aspects of it. And the last one, of course, is the interest rates. Interest rates are the lowest I'm seeing in the last 15 years, 6.75% with inflation at 5%. So your real cost of loan is less than 2% if you see it, real cost. What I mean is after discounting inflation, if you have a 20-year loan, the bank is actually paying for 5% of it because that much less you have to pay over a period of time, or your earning capacity is expected to improve. So radical changes taking place besides the one which is already mentioned, which is RERA and the other issues that have been already talked. So, Mr. Chittalwala, that the entire scene is definitely changing rapidly, and we will see a different real estate world as we go forward. And I think it's going to be fun because this is the most radical change that I'm seeing in the recent past, along with RERA and along with the other things. We have to be fully equipped with the new world of real estate economics rather than the old world economics. As one developer told me, he, for making a building, required to put 50 crores of his own. The rest of it used to come from sales and other debts and other things which was possible. Today, for the same building and similar project, he needs at least 150 crores of personal equity and debt that he will be required. And the sales are not at the same speed at which it was when the other things happen. Huge changes taking place in the marketplace, but this is the new world and we have to live within it.
So do we say that the market players are going to get concised? It is going to get restricted with people with financial holdings are only going to be able to go further ahead from here?
Again, it is my belief that India is a very vast country. And to say that only big players will be there in this country is a lie. It will never happen. There are going to be smaller players who make a single building. A player which has got his own land will make some buildings. There are people who are going to make bungalows, or hum niche ka flat khud rakhenge and upar ka kiraye par de denge. So all those things are happening in the country. So you will get more efficient players, but they can be small, they can be big, they can be medium size. But the inefficient will disappear. That is definitely happening in the real estate field and will continue to happen. So they have to tighten their belts, be working better, do more market. One more thing I forgot. People never did market study in the real estate business. Arey, oh, Mr. Loda यहाँ ऐसे मकान बनाते हैं, वहाँ 3 bedroom चलता है और 2 bedroom बिकता है, तो हमें ये करना चाहिए. Oh, Mr. Raheja ने ये किया. So that is the reason why I will also do. Mr. So-and-so has done it. Mr. Hiranandani has done it over here. So हम भी ऐसे बनाएंगे तो हमारा बिकेगा. It is like, in the car market, you have BMWs in 2019, 10,000 BMWs and around 10,000 Mercedes-Benz were sold in India. But 1.7 million Marutis were sold. Now, if the Maruti, if everybody tries to make a BMW and a Mercedes-Benz, and they manufacture 1 lakh Mercedes-Benz or BMWs, they would go bankrupt. And that is the state of affairs of many developers. No market study. So I think in future, one of the things, Mr. Chittalwala, you will have to help all the builders as architects. You may have to also do a little market study and help them out in order to make not only the design of the apartment, but also understand ye bikega kya. So,
yes, very
so the
correct.
architects may have a department to do market study of the market. You know, today, when Hindustan Unilever, which is the biggest company, wants to launch a small little new soap, they do market study, they do all research, then they launch the market. हम लोग करोड़ों रुपए का फ्लैट्स एंड प्रोजेक्ट स्टार्ट करते हैं, कोई मार्केट स्टडी करते नहीं, ये देखा देखी. उनका एडवर्टीजमेंट देखो, बहुत अच्छा लोडा का एडवर्टीजमेंट है, उधर अक्षय कुमार कितना अच्छा दिखता है ट्विंकल के साथ. तो हम भी उनके जैसा हम बना देंगे, और हम अक्षय कुमार को नहीं लेंगे तो शाहरुख खान को लेंगे इसको बेचने के लिए, not realizing that you can't copycat and really win the case. So Mr. Chitalwala, you have to help all the builders to make sense in the projects that they do.
Sure. We'll try our best to do that. And I think so our industry is also gearing up, have realized how important the study and feasibilities are, understanding the target audiences and other things which are required for the project. Everybody is trying to do that. I think so best of the architects do that currently also. And I think so rest of the industry will follow their footsteps also.
Mr. Chitalwala,
yeah.
This is Shyam here. I had a quick question on this topic of consolidation, and especially Mr. Hiranandani, all the other colleagues on the panel. How do you see the REITs and the private equity money that is coming in, especially in the commercial spaces? How is that speeding up consolidation from your perspective? How do you see that dynamic? I'm sorry, Mr. Chitalwala, just when the topic came up, I felt...
No, it's good enough. I think so. We are fair enough. We are to discuss.
Would like to add some of the points to what Mr. Hiranandani was talking about, because some of it was very similar to what I had in mind. So Brigade operates in primarily in the South Indian markets. So Bangalore, Chennai, and Hyderabad, these are our markets, typically end user driven, value conscious customers, right? So we have designed projects keeping this in mind, constant feedback from customers, various stakeholders. But this financial year, has been so much of a difference, say, from the last financial year. NRI bookings have doubled for us. There's been an increase in demand for ready-to-move-in units. Again, increase in demand for larger units. Gone up to maybe 200 to 300 square feet. Very similar to what Mr. Hiranandani was talking about. 2.5, 3.5 sort of bedroom sizes. So having said all of this, it's so different from what we saw from the previous financial year. And because of the nature of our business, the sector that we are in, it's very difficult to make changes in the core design of, say, under construction developments or ready to move in projects. Further, I think all of us will agree that it's a very over-regulated sector. So changes are so difficult to make. So, maybe in new projects, maybe somewhere we will be able to incorporate some of these design changes efficiently, when these projects are in the design and development phase, larger sizes, multifunctional spaces, that kind. But it's something that we have to be very careful about. We need to thread that part very carefully, because at the end of the day, you don't want to be left with units, where ticket sizes are much larger than what demand is for in that particular market. One other point that I had in mind was on RERA, right? One of the effects that I think might come out of this, and is the fact that the average project size that is being registered under RERA may reduce. Developers may want to phase out projects more than what they're doing today, so that they can respond to any sort of demand changes that can be then incorporated into the subsequent phases of their project. So this was just a couple of points that I wanted to add on the evolving design changes as far as real estate residences business goes. So Bangalore, REITs and private equity money have been the hot topic. Our friends in the business have done some very good, very large deals, and we feel that it is very, very good for the sector. Brigade itself, we are also putting together our portfolio to see what how can we leverage out of this, because end of the day, I think all of us are concerned to an extent about the debt that we carry on our books. We are for a company like us, which is exposed to residential, office, retail, and hotels. The debt book is quite large. While thankfully our real estate debt is very small, maybe 65 to 70% of our debt is in the office and the retail portfolio. So therefore, it's something that we look forward to. Naturally, size is key. We want to get into at least 10 to 15 million square feet as far as REITs go, because that is where we see good potential valuations coming through. But the signs that we're seeing currently, the many discussions that are going on now, be it from the REIT perspective or from private equity perspective, I think it's very, very encouraging to the industry itself.
I think so. We have some industry partners with us, colleagues from GM Modular, from Jaguar and Schuco. So I think so. You guys must be facing the heat in the similar fashion. Tell me what action or what act we have done in order to number one is to ensure that the pandemic condition is being controlled, and how are you innovating it in order to from here on in order to ensure that in all respect that you survive with the industry, construction industry altogether, and help real estate to bring much more better environment. So what innovations are we bringing in? Rajesh bhai, we can start with you.
Niranjanji said about how things are happening right now, how one has to consolidate oneself. Similarly, we are also looking into this particular situation in a very different way. We have, what should I say, tried to come out with products which are quite relevant for the current situation also, and also looking at the future, and also looking at the kind of market condition is prevailing at the moment. Just like what we have faced or what we have understood in the last 6 months is that especially the second tier and the three-tier cities, that is where the real consumption for us, for a brand like us, has come. Cities have been kind of, what should I say, been in lockdown, near about lockdown. But the two-tier cities, three-tier cities, they have been working. The small houses, the small builders, they have been working non-stop. And that is where we have, in fact, grown. Looking at our financials and everything, I would say that touch wood, we would be one of the lucky few people to have in fact grown during this period rather than having degrowth. So in a way, we have come out with few products which are current, say like UV boxes or antibacterial products, and a lot of what should I say, health kind of specifics being put in the products, say for wires and cables and everything. So those are things that we have already looked into, which we feel are going to be the requirement of the future. Just like anybody who's dealing in green building, they are going to be having their specific requirements right now, but this is what we want. Because people are going to be very health conscious going forward. They would look at a lot of things in such a way that, see, if I buy something, is it going to affect me in any different way, especially health wise? Our products are not of that kind, but still we are looking into it in whichever way it is possible for us to do. So that is our perception.
Otherwise, I think so. Your association with the real estate industry, construction industry, as Jaguar as a group goes way beyond, and I think so. You guys have been. What kind of innovations have been brought in order to ensure that both your as well as the construction, as a part of the construction industry, how are we supporting each other and innovating on it?
Basically, when the pandemic hit us sometime in end March, I think all the industries all over the world were paralyzed of sorts. Everyone reacted differently. Someone cut salaries, someone downsized, someone cut down production. All sort of things happened. It was mayhem. Of course, it also affected us in a way. But then we really sat down and thought, what is the best way forward? I think we kept to our basics. We understood that every pandemic or any crisis or a war come back with a different requirement, customer requirement. So what has happened is during this pandemic, a lot of stress was on hygiene products, on touchless products. Very quickly, I mean, as early as June, we came out with a complete range of sensor technology products to cater to the industry. Also, what has happened is, fortunately, we also have a lighting plant. We started developing the sensor in the lighting plant itself. So the downtime of delivery, the scaling up was not an issue at all. So as that is on the production side, on the front end side, on the customer side, we said, "Okay, how do we now reach out to more customers?" Fortunately, the virtual platform allowed us to scale up our customer contact time by 3 times. And this was one of the biggest turnarounds which happened. And today we are hitting numbers as more more than what we ever had in the previous years. So all in all, I think keeping up the basics and keep being customer centric without having too much of knee-jerk reaction, I think that has helped us stabilize fast. Also, as Mr. Rindani said, any company which is under leveraged and commercially disciplined, I think will scale, whether it's small or big, will go forward for sure.
Great. Shyam, what's your take on this, Shyam?
Thank you, Mr. Chitalwala. So from our perspective, I mean, naturally the business hit us quite severely. We have seen that as an opportunity on 3 fronts, right? The first is people. And the second is, how can we help customers add value to their buildings? And third, I think, how can we help customers reduce cost during construction? So these are the 3 topics that were highlighted for us, I think, during this pandemic. So on the people side, I think the topic that came to our forefront is naturally, I mean, keeping everybody safe, because people who make it through the pandemic, I think, are the ones that will move forward. But also the question of upskilling. Right? This was a great opportunity to upskill our team, to find new ways of working, find things that we were not able to train them on before, especially in the area of data and digitization. So I think that was one aspect that came about. The second is on the topic of brand, or what value we add to our customers. And I think many of my colleagues mentioned. So we have operated now under an umbrella of healthy living, in which we identified by talking to many of our architects, partners, what are some 7 or 8 parameters, and Parveen mentioned, touchless was one of them, lighting and ventilation was another. And another topic that came up, and like Mr. Hiranandani said, like Mr. Krishna Kumar also said, when people are staying at homes, they suddenly realize that windows and doors are non-trivial, right? When there is a higher cyclone, they tend to, they want high quality windows and doors. So, and in addition to other things, so performance and performance standards have come to the forefront. And we have operated under, like I said, this umbrella of healthy living, talked about touchless, talked about our performance standards, talked about innovation, talked about safety, just to help our customers add value into their building and maybe get a better value from their customers. The third aspect is operations on the construction site. I mean, there was a McKinsey article a few years ago which said, I think, God knows how many billions of dollars are wasted annually because of poor planning on construction site. I think the pandemic has brought to us this realization that our project management services, our site support services, our fabricator partner services, the better we get at operational excellence, at execution, the more value we can add, especially in these times when everybody's looking at cost. So from these 3 perspectives, at upskilling our team, finding ways to make more outstanding buildings, which is what Schuco stands for, and then finding a way to work with our partners, our clients, the developer partners, to say, hey, how can we work with you to plan better and help you save time and money on your job sites? I think this has put these 3 topics in the limelight for us. And I mean, we are really hoping that the lessons that we learned, and as many of the colleagues said, the new way of working, the new business model, things that we would never have done before, the detail that we would not have gone into before, we are getting a chance to do. And I'm really motivated that our team will hold on to that, and that will take us forward in the coming years.
I think so. We are running out of time as well. So I would like to pose one last question to everyone over here. None of us have a crystal ball, but I think so. What do you see as a future of our construction industry in immediate next year? Whether we are What is the kind of segment? Are we going to do good on residential? Are we going to do on retail? Or what is the kind of commercial? What segment are we seriously going to be looking at?
So at Brigade, the way we are looking at it is the focus will be on the residential side of the business along with the office portfolio. So these are the two areas that we will be focusing on. We think not just for the next year, we feel in the medium term that this will be our focus area. I know there are conflicting opinions that come on the office side of the business, particularly because of the work from home culture that is currently ongoing. But again, while retail and hospitality will recover over the next year or two, I think as far as the medium term goes, we will be focusing on the resi and the office side of the business.
Uh, we've diversified. We are doing townships, so we'll do residential, commercial, IT, retail, all of it. Of course, the proportions may change, and that, of course, depends on how the market behaves. But we are also gone into data centers. We are into warehousing, logistics, and industrial parks. And so that's the kind of diversification we have done during this last 1.5 years.
Prashant, what about you?
Yeah, we are also focusing on residential the next coming year. We're also entering into different sort of product categories. Apart from high rises, we're also now going to be looking at independent floors and villas. So smaller, as well as we're also exploring this DDJY concept, like for smaller plots, but build multi independent floors. Plus, we're also concentrating more towards offices and retail in the next couple of years.
So I'm extremely bullish on the residential side. I mean, I've been discussing with a few of our builder friends, and I think many of us have had possibly the best quarter in our history in the last 2-3 months. On the residential side, again, I mean, of course, I mean, we talked about the reasons why residential will do very well. Larger homes, and we're seeing it as a trend now, but in the long run, I believe affordable homes is something that will do extremely well because India is really a value sort of a market. The other segment that I'm sort of bullish is the plotted development, and that is something unique to Bangalore. We were one of the first people to sort of pioneer this. We started plotted development very early on, and now we're seeing a lot of other big builders or reputed names coming to branded plotted development. So along with the need for amenities, sustainable living, safety and hygiene issues, I see plotted development also doing extremely well along with the affordable housing. So housing is something that I'm pretty much bullish on.
I think so. It's a great message. I feel that area-wise, regional-wise, somebody from Bangalore is talking about plotted development. We are talking about Brigade is talking about commercial as well as residential development. Hiranandani Niranjan Bhai is talking about township developments. I think so. The message is very big, but as it was suggested earlier in the discussion by Niranjan Bhai, and it's a very serious suggestion that do not copy. Only just do not follow blindly with anybody who is leading in the industry. Please do your studies. Please ensure that your database is corrected. You have serious analytics on your cards, and then only launch a project. I think so. It's a great thing. I'm sorry Rahul had to leave in between because he had something else to catch on.
All right. I think, what do I say? I want to immensely thank such an learned panel. Absolutely devoured every moment of it, and some great messaging. And I have a big hand to Cosima for steering this conversation so productively. And I think so much of entrepreneurship and so much of optimism in the hands of absolutely the wonderful Indian real estate, the people that are on the panel. I think country is safe, and I think we see a huge growth. There is already great signs that we can hear from the panel already. Thing, which stays over the whole the discussion is the housing remains and the residential sector. At Construction Week, ladies and gentlemen, it is absolutely wonderful to see all the lovely audience out there completely involved and listening to every moment of this discussion. And I think
post this award, we will do a complete exhaustive, coverage in our magazine, which is Construction Week, which you have really rendered so much of confidence, and I think we are truly blessed to have such a great readership. And lastly, thank you each one and every panel for taking your time out from your busy schedule. And I think we could see the entire nationwide footprints of of the whole real estate and construction, going to go fight this crisis and turn this an opportunity. As Rahul rightly said initially, COVID is turning out to be an opportunity. And I believe so, that this will be truly an opportunity which will percolate down to every mile, to every nook and corner of this country. And I thank once again Ravi Pai, Pradyuman, Prashant, Rajesh Pai, Parvezi, Shyam, Kozima, and Mr. Niranjan Hirandani, who joined us but really left us asking for more. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely wonderful to listen to such a lovely panel. Thank you for that.
Thank you, ITP. Thank you, Indrajit, Vibhor. Thank you. And thank you
Thank
all the
you.
panelists.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
That was a wonderful panel discussion. Gentlemen, that was absolutely great and so informative. Thank you so much to each and every one of the speakers who are present here today. And thank you, Mr. Indrajit. We have now come to the final leg of the segment and for the evening, which is the awards. But before going on to the awards, we'd like to inform you that we had 4 distinguished gentlemen who were a part of a prestigious jury this year. These individuals were Anuj Puri at Anurock, Shyam Raghunandan, who is the MD with Schuco India, Ashutosh Limai, the Senior Director and Head of Strategic Advisory and Valuations at Anurock, and Sanjay Patil, the Associate Dean and Director at School of Constructions. We'd love to thank each of these gentlemen for giving in their time, putting in the efforts, vetting through those nominations and helping us coming up with one of the best lists of winners that we have at the Construction Week Awards. Now that we are going to start off with our awards, and I'll be soon announcing the first category for the evening, it is something a wise man in the industry once said. He said something like, why don't we go back to building blocks to create buildings faster and yet not any stronger? And ladies and gentlemen, with that, the first category for the evening for the awards undoubtedly is the PB Project of the Year. And the winner in this category for the first category of the evening is Kirby Building Systems. And congratulations, a very hearty congratulations to the team at Kirby Building Systems.
We thank the Construction Week jury for bestowing this prestigious award onto Kirby. And this is the 4th time consecutively we have been receiving this prestigious award as the best PEB project of the year. And in the last 7 years, this is the 6th time we are receiving this prestigious award. This award has come to us for the Apollo Tiles project, a mega project that we have executed in Andhra Pradesh, and which is incidentally one of the most complex and very large PEB project in our India. So I thank all the stakeholders who are directly, indirectly involved in this prestigious project. And this kind of awards definitely encourages us to give us our best to come up with more prestigious projects to our Indian industry. And we consider this award as a very prestigious award from Construction Week, which is a very, very popular magazine, not only in India, but in entire Middle East. And I especially thank our customer Apollo Tires, with whom we have been associated nearly for the last 15 years in executing all their expansion plans, and for giving me this wonderful opportunity in executing this mega project. Thank you so much.
our next category is the high rise project of the year. With more high rises coming up, it is difficult to know what stands out. And for this, we have with us Mr. Sendil Kumar, key head accounts, Jaguar Group, to announce this award. Mr. Sendil?
The Jaguar Group is a rapidly growing, multi-diversified, complete bathroom and lighting solutions brand. With a turnover of rupees 3,588 crores in 2018-2019. Its brands are present in over 45 plus countries across the globe. With 60 years of manufacturing excellence behind it, the group today has 6 modern manufacturing plants, including one in South Korea. With a committed workforce worldwide, Jaguar produces over 125,000 faucets a day, over 1.8 million pieces of sanitary ware annually, and delivers more than 2.4 million bathrooms and as many as 21 million bulbs every year. As an undisputed market leader who believes in sustainable operations, Jaguar's eco-friendly headquarters and factory are LEED Platinum certified by USGBC. Adhering to global quality certifications and embracing the Go Green philosophy, Jaguar Group's manufacturing setup is a zero-waste discharge plant recycling 500,000 litres of water every day, generating over 6.25 megawatts of solar energy, recycling 4,221 metric tons of brass, and recovering 8 metric tons of chrome every year. Built on the platform for the highest quality standards, aesthetics, and the intent of providing world-class products, the Jaguar Group caters to luxury and premium segments with the Otters and Jaguar brands. The group's lighting division, Jaguar Lighting, too, has been setting new parameters of excellence while witnessing unprecedented success. But the benchmark for the organized bath industry in India since 1960 has been Jaguar's value brand, Esco. Esco pioneered the concept of branded bath fittings in India and is today one of the most respected names in the market. A pan-India brand, Esco stands for true quality, affordable pricing, trusted customer service, and a 10-year warranty promise. Esco's value ethos provides the best option for customers to upgrade to modern quality from the unorganized or non-standard quality segment, and helps fulfill PM Modi's vision of providing affordable housing for all. Esco offers complete bathroom solutions covering a wide range of design options in bath fittings, sanitary ware, water heaters, and bathroom accessories. Standing tall among the leading brands, Esco represents true quality and trusted service as its 2 main salient features.
To announce the winner of this high-rise project of the year, it gives me great pleasure on behalf of Construction Week Awards 2020 and Jaguar to call upon Aparna Constructions for their Aparna Serene Park in Hyderabad for this award.
On behalf of Aparna Constructions and the team at Serene Park, I would like to thank Construction Week for this award and recognition. For giving us the High-Rise Project of the Year. Reputed magazine such as Construction Week recognizing this hard work and achievement will further motivate our team to further up their game and perhaps outdo themselves in the next quarter.
As developers, you all want a building that looks hands down extraordinary, thus eliminating the monotonous. So you create facades, and in the facade project of the year, we will find out the company that has created some of the best facades in the industry. We now would like to invite Pradeep Doshi, National Facade Manager from Schuco, India, to declare the winner in this category.
We are glad to be associated with Construction Week Awards, and we are honored to present the award in the category of Facade Project of the Year. And the award goes to 3D Megastructures for their project Rupa IT Park. Many, many congratulations.
Thank you and sincerely appreciate the attention that juries have given to the 3D megastructure work in facade industry. This is the most significant and prestigious event of my professional career. Last year we received an award for Best Design of the Year, and this year we are receiving an award for Best Project of the Year. This has boosted our energy to do more hard work for the next year ahead. I am grateful to Construction Week India for giving us an opportunity and recognition in our fraternity of real estate infrastructure industries. Thank you once again, an honor to receive it.
Our next category is the buzzword in the industry. Everyone claims to be looking at sustainability and going green. We are talking about the Green Project of the Year. We would now like to invite Mr. Parvez Amin, the President for Sales and Marketing at Jaguar Group, to declare the winner. We would now love to invite Mr. Parvez. I'm handing this over to him.
This prestigious award, Green Project of the Year, goes to L&T Construction, MLIP Cluster 12. Congratulations.
At the outset, we thank the jury selected this project for Green Project of the Year 2020. This project is primarily aimed to supplement the water demand for Kharif season and cover 21,300 hectares through 16 schemes. We have commissioned 10 schemes and supplied the water to 11,300 hectares to till date. We ensure the farmers' water demand and increase the crop yields.
We have used 5 years bricks for all our structures in this project. We have completed more than 58,000 samplings planted till date.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't worry. The evening gets more interesting. The numerous categories we have are bound to interest people who are serious about real estate and infrastructure development in the country across the segments. As you can see, we have now come to an interesting category which has 4 different winners. This is one category where construction cannot happen unless these guys step in. This is the Architectural Design of the Year award. For this, I would love to call and invite on screen Mr. Jayant Jain, the MD and CEO of GM Modular, to announce the winner for the residential category within this particular award sector.
I am glad to present the Construction Week 2020 Architecture Design of the Year in the residential category, and the award goes to Prashad Architects, Planner and Designer, Vandown House.
My team and I are really very thrilled to be chosen for this 2020 Construction Best Design Award. Thank you very much ITP, thank you very much Construction Week It gives us a lot of energy. My team is excited about it.
We now come to the commercial winner in this category. We may ask Mr. Jayant Jain to declare the winner.
I'm glad to present the Construction Week 2020 Architecture Design of the Year in the commercial category. And the award goes to Vishwanath Associates Projects Vaishno Devi Station.
We at Vishwanath Associates are excited and humbled at receiving the Architectural Design of the Year Award 2020. The recognition bestowed on us would motivate my team and me to make a difference to the society in our capacities as designers. Thank you very much to the jury and Construction Week.
Phew, so many varied projects. Now we have the next category in this particular segment, which is the industrial winner. And for this, we would love to call on stage Mr. Jayant Jain once again.
I'm glad to present the Construction Week 2020 Architectural Design of the Year Award in the industrial category. And the award goes to Studio Line Design Industrial Facility for Minda Group.
Thank you, CW, for this wonderful award. It's truly inspiring. This award is dedicated to the green energy movement for future of our Mother Earth. Thank you.
And last but not the least is the institutional category. These few and far between. So my dear audience, please be patient while Mr. Jayant Jain announces the winner in this category.
I'm glad to present the Construction Week 2020 Architecture Design of the Year Award in the institutional category. And the award goes to Morphogenesis Project Forest Essential.
I'm very proud to be receiving this award on behalf of Morphogenesis. It's a validation that a small project built up in the hills, the Lotse Community Project, which is a production facility for Forest Essentials, has been given this honor. Thank you so much for considering Morphogenesis for this award and for this particular project.
We have a unique category this year. The world knows them well, and they have done much for their people and for others too. As leaders, he has a presence across sectors: hospitality, consumer goods, pharma, real estate, you name it. And to achieve all this, and at such a young age, is no mean feat. Ladies and gentlemen, we now give you the Rising Star of the Year. We would love to invite Mr. Ramesh Jain, Chairman at GM Modular, to announce this award. Could we have GM AV player, please?
I am delighted to present the 10th Annual Construction Week 2020 Rising Star of the Year Award. And the award goes to Sri Rahul Chaudhary, CG Corp Global.
Could we have the citation, please?
Rahul Chaudhary is the Managing Director and CEO of CG Corp Global and CG Hospitality Holdings, a renowned Nepalese multinational conglomerate with an astonishing heritage of 140 years and 4 generations. Having 79 brands, 167 companies and over 13,000 employees, Chaudhary Group is Nepal's first and only billion-dollar corporation listed by Forbes. The mammoth empire encompasses a diverse set of industry ranging from FMCG to hospitality to finance, banking and telecom, among others. At present, Rahul Chaudhary is bequeathed to spearhead CG Hospitality, a subsidiary of CG Corp Global, which is refining the hospitality industry with state-of-the-art properties uniquely blended with world-class hospitality services for its guests. Globally, CG Hospitality Holdings owns and operates 134 hotels and resorts with 7,561 keys in 12 countries and 93 destinations. Focused on Vision 2025, its portfolio is expected to grow to over 200 hotels globally. May I welcome Mr. Rahul Chaudhary.
I'm truly honored and humbled to be receiving this award by the ITP Global editorial team, the Rising Star of the Year. This is a special one as a few years back, my father was conferred with the Lifetime Achievement Award. I hope to take forward his legacy and make us all proud with years to come. Thank you.
We now come to the infrastructure category awards. And as we understand from the jury, these people have indeed worked very hard to get where they are. And having built some of the finest and memorable structures, these veterans are not resting on their laurels. Let's have the winner for the Infrastructure Person of the Year. We would once again like to invite Mr. Ramesh Jain, Chairman GM Modular, to announce the winner.
I'm happy to present the 10th Annual Construction Week 2020 Infrastructure Person of the Year Award. And the award goes to Sri Vinayak Deshpande, Tata Projects.
I am truly honored to receive this prestigious recognition by Construction Week, that is Infrastructure Person of the Year. All of this is truly possible because of the hardworking team of Tata Projects and also the ecosystem, that is our suppliers, design consultants, partners who really make things happen for all of us. Without their support, indeed, this is not possible. So I truly want to thank them. The other thing is, of course, we will continue on the journey of doing good work. So once again, thanking you for this recognition. But indeed, a lot of work to be done for our industry and make our industry a shining industry in the global market. Thank you.
Two years ago, we introduced a new category titled the Window Fabricator of the Year in this arena. And we are not talking about just one of those holes in the walls. A window fabricator is so much more. We would like to invite Mr. Jatin Tyagi, who is Schuco India's regional manager for the North, to declare the winner in this category.
Fog is created by moist and oversaturated air. The largest raindrops ever recorded by humans had a diameter of 9 millimeters. By the time a solar ray reaches Earth, it has traveled a distance of almost 149 million kilometers. Nothing is quite as fascinating as nature, and nothing is more fascinating than breaching the barrier between nature and the indoors, making them one. To make this a reality in a building, we combine our passion for nature with technology to create sliding systems with limitless design options for every climate. That you can use more easily than a car door, or which can't even be recognized as a sliding unit from outside. Discover how, through technology and engineering, a room becomes one with nature, with sliding systems from Schuco. More than a view.
I am fortunate to announce the Construction Week Award 2020 in the category of Window Fabricator of the Year. And the award goes to Shriji Facade Systems. Many congratulations to the team.
We're deeply humbled on receiving this award, and I'd like to thank Construction Week India and the jury members for recognizing our hard work. Also, I'd like to appreciate the efforts of the entire team at Shriji Facade Systems that have made this possible. Thank you once again for bestowing this honor upon us. Thank you.
With a vast number of metros coming up across the country, there was a general consensus that the metro rail contractor should be recognized on this platform. After all, building these complex and novel projects is a work of wonder. We now would like to award the Metro Rail Contractor of the Year, and the winner for this award is J. Kumar Infra Projects. Congratulations to the team at J. Kumar Infra Projects.
Thank you, Construction Week, for recognizing the efforts taken by J. Kumar team in various metro works that the company has been doing all across the country, in Mumbai, Pune, Ahmedabad, Delhi. And I'm very happy to say that we have been recognized as one of the leading companies in metros. And I really look forward that the efforts taken by the team of J. Kumar is recognized by the industry in future as well. And I attribute this entire effort to the hardships and strong team of J. Kumar.
And so while you have been looking at so many projects and companies, we bring to you residential projects that have impressed the juries. So here we come up with the Residential Project of the Year. We would like to invite Mr. Ashish Kapoor, Sales Head at Schuco, India, to announce this winner.
We are honored to present the Construction Week Awards 2020 in the category Residential Project of the Year. And the award goes to the Hiranandani Group for their project One Hiranandani Park. Many congratulations.
Thank you, Construction Week, for conferring the One Hiranandani Park, the Hiranandani project, as the best residential project of the year. Thank you so much. It's the work of the entire team which has created this super luxury project of the group on Ghodbunder Road, Thane. And the 8 exclusive towers have got 26 acres with gardens and a forest behind it. It's beautiful, but I'm really glad that our project has received this award, and we hope that with the kind of accolades you have given us, it will enthuse me and the team to create many more projects of this kind in the future. So most welcome, and I'm looking forward to many people to come and visit the site and see the reality on the ground. Thank you very much.
In our next category, they are known for their shrewd bargaining power. They are also known to make the best buyers for the real estate domain. Yes, we have the procurement person of the year. And for this, I would love to call on stage we have with us Mr. Parvez Amin from Jaguar Group to announce this winner. Mr. Parvez?
This award, the Procurement Person of the Year award, goes to a very dear friend who I know for the last 2 decades, Mr. Neerav Parmar from the Shapurji Policy Group. Congratulations.
Hats off to the Construction Week team for carrying out this awards even during the pandemic, and my special thanks to the jury members who have chosen me as the Construction Week Procurement Person of the Year award. I humbly accept it, and I thank everybody for their efforts. Thank you very much.
When Time magazine brings out its Person of the Year, it is awaited with bated breath. Similarly, when Construction Week announces the Real Estate Person of the Year, it is a momentous occasion. With this, we now announce the Real Estate Person of the Year. And for this, we have with us Mr. Parvez Amin from the Jaguar Group to announce the winner in this category. Mr. Amin?
The Real Estate Person of the Year award goes to Mr. Ashish Purvankara, the leading Purvankara Group. Congratulations, Mr. Ashish.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. It's always a pleasure to be chosen by a jury of my peers in what has been an extremely tough year, not only for the real estate industry, but across industries. We have adapted and prevailed. I'm confident that 2021 will be a much, much better year. I wish everyone the very best. Thank you once again.
I can see that everyone is waiting with anticipation. That is because we have come to one of the biggest awards of the evening, which is the Hall of Fame Award. Now, for this particular award, the Global Editorial Board of ITP Media Group, after careful analysis, has chosen one industry leader who has made a success of every venture. We honor this industry person for his exemplary accomplishments and invaluable contribution to the industry. Could I call on screen Mr. Ramesh Jain, the chairman of GM Modular, to announce the winner?
कोई है जो तेरी खामोशी की भी आवाज सुनता है, तेरे इशारे की भी जो हर जुबान समझता है, दूर होकर भी जो तुझको अपने पास लगता है, तेरे एहसास से ही जो रोशन चिराग करता है, तेरे सुकून की खातिर जो पलके बिछाए से हरता है, तेरे तरानों की आवाज को जो और खुशनुमा करता है, तेरे आशियाने का जो अपनों सा ख्याल रखता है। GM, Switches and Home Automation.
feel privileged to present the 10th Annual Construction Week 2020 Hall of Fame Award. And the award goes to Sri Harsh Neotia, Ambuja Neotia Group.
Could we have the citation, please?
Harshvardhan Neotia hails from a distinguished family that migrated from Rajasthan to Kolkata more than 100 years ago. He is an entrepreneur and presently chairman of Ambuja Neotia Group. The group operates across 5 business verticals: real estate, covering the entire gamut of housing, retail and commercial spaces; hospitality, healthcare, education and startup incubation. Headquartered in Kolkata, the group's projects are mostly located in eastern India. Neotia's work in social housing earned him the honor of being conferred with the Padma Shri from the Honorable President of India in 1999. He is also a recipient of the YPO Legacy of Honor Award. He was recently conferred the D.Litt Honoris Causa by the Vidyasagar University, West Bengal. May I have the honor of welcoming Mr. Harsh Neotia.
I want to express my gratitude to Construction Week for considering me worthy to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. I express my gratitude and feel humbled at this recognition. I've had a 3-decade-long career in the field of real estate development and associated industries like hospitality and healthcare. And it's been an exciting journey. We've had our ups and downs. We have seen many crises, the latest being COVID-19, which has disrupted a lot of the work and a lot of the business. But I hope that with the values that we have been able to build and the goodwill that we receive from our customers, we would continue to provide good products at reasonable prices and hope that we continue to receive their patronage. Thank you once again.
Ladies and gentlemen, what matters most to those who drive? Good roads and smooth highways. Little wonder why they are called the veins of the nation. Our next category will give you the winners for the Roads and Highways Project of the Year. This year, we have received one of the most challenging projects completed by an Indian company, high up about 10,000 feet in the Himalayas. Yes, this is the Atal Tunnel. And yes, I'm very sure you must have guessed the winner for this award, the Afcons Infrastructure. Congratulations, Afcons.
Thank you, Construction Week India Awards and Jury, for selecting Atal Rohtang Tunnel as the Highways and Roads Project of the Year. We are proud of this project. This project is a result of hard work and perseverance of engineers working under most difficult circumstances. We thank BRO and Strawback for their support and cooperation. This project is an epic project and will go in the history of engineering of Himalayas. Thank you.
We now come to those companies who assist in the rationalization of facade construction methods. Yes, we are talking about the Facade Contractor of the Year award. May we ask Mr. Ashish Kumar, Sales Head for West at Schuco, India, to declare the award and the winner in this category.
We are honored to present the Construction Week Award 2020 in the category of Facade Contractor of the Year. An award goes to Glasswall Systems. Congratulations.
Thank Construction Week for this great honor, and we would like to thank the jury as well
This is the 9th year in the row for Glasswall Systems as a facade contractor of the year, and I think we worked really hard for this, and the team is to thank, the directors are to thank for this recognition.
It's really great to become the facade contractor of the year for the 9th consecutive year now, and looking forward for more good work to come in the future days. Thank you.
Developers who better manages your project, you know, and everyone knows that none of the projects would have been put on time without just that one guy. With this, we bring to you the project manager of the year. We would be glad if Mr. Sandil Kumar would come on screen and please announce the winner for us.
An often overlooked but a very critical function for smooth execution and successful on-time completion of any project is a project manager, who often spends more time at the site than his family or even the comforts of his office. So to reward the project manager of the year, I would like to call upon Mr. Charanjit Walia, who has been selected as the project manager of the year. Congratulations, and please come and collect your award.
It gave me immense pleasure on being winner of the Best Project Manager of the Year award. I, from my bottom of my heart, congratulate Construction Week team for keeping up the exemplary work. Once again, I thank the entire team for the hard work they have been putting into make this magazine more successful.
Few realize the importance of plumbing and electrical systems unless there's a hazard. That is what your MEP contractor looks into. And with this, we bring to you the MEP Contractor of the Year award. And the winner in this category is Blue Star. Congratulations, Blue Star, for winning this award.
We are happy to receive this prestigious award from Construction Week. Apollo Proton Cancer Center is Southeast Asia's first proton therapy center. Blue Star executed the MEP works for this project. The design of MEP services for this complex project was tailor-made to fit its unique nature with a high degree of engineering expertise, accuracy, and detailed planning. Thank you once again, Construction Week, for this prestigious award. Thank you.
For the first time in its complete journey through these years, Construction Week did something really unique. Actually, it was a technical glitch that brought us this idea, but we decided to go on it and to let people choose the infrastructure company of the year. And this, as big as it is, given the scale of developments that are growing in India, we've spoken to the industry and the industry spoken to us. We've received an overwhelming votes of 23,645 for this category alone. And only one company claimed a little more than 13,000 votes. With this, it's an absolute pleasure and an immense pride that I would love to call on stage Mr. Parvez Amin from Jaguar Group once again on screen to announce the winner in this category.
Construction Week and Jaguar Group go a long way. We have a very strong association in this industry. I like the way these awards are declared year on year. The selection process is very transparent and it is above board. And currently India is on the cusp of unprecedented growth. And what better than the infrastructure companies playing a big role in this growth. So this award plays a very big significance in that context. The Infrastructure Company of the Year award goes to none other than Larsen & Toubro. Congratulations.
just as big and as glamorous and as coveted the Infrastructure Company of the Year award was, we similarly repeated the same voting process for the Real Estate Company of the Year. And for this particular category, we got a whopping 16,832 votes. And one company alone received more than 9,000 votes. That's literally more than 60% in this category, which is by far, as I know, the hands down winner. And to announce this prestigious winner, I would once again love to call on stage Mr. Parvez Amin to announce this winner in this category. Mr. Amin, over to you.
The Jaguar Group is a rapidly growing, multi-diversified, complete bathroom and lighting solutions brand. With a turnover of rupees 3,588 crores in 2018-2019. Its brands are present in over 45 plus countries across the globe. With 60 years of manufacturing excellence behind it, the group today has 6 modern manufacturing plants, including one in South Korea. With a committed workforce worldwide, Jaguar produces over 125,000 faucets a day, over 1.8 million pieces of sanitary ware annually, and delivers more than 2.4 million bathrooms and as many as 21 million bulbs every year. As an undisputed market leader who believes in sustainable operations, Jaguar's eco-friendly headquarters and factory are LEED Platinum certified by USGBC. Adhering to global quality certifications and embracing the Go Green philosophy, Jaguar Group's manufacturing setup is a zero-waste discharge plant recycling 500,000 liters of water every day, generating over 6.25 megawatts of solar energy, recycling 4,221 metric tons of brass, and recovering 8 metric tons of chrome every year. Built on the platform for the highest quality standards, aesthetics, and the intent of providing world-class products, the Jaguar Group caters to luxury and premium segments with the Otters and Jaguar brands. The group's lighting division, Jaguar Lighting, too, has been setting new parameters of excellence while witnessing unprecedented success. But the benchmark for the organized bath industry in India since 1960 has been Jaguar's value brand, Esco. Esco pioneered the concept of branded bath fittings in India and is today one of the most respected names in the market. A pan-India brand, Esco stands for true quality, affordable pricing, trusted customer service, and a 10-year warranty promise. Esco's value ethos provides the best option for customers to upgrade to modern quality from the unorganized or non-standard quality segment, and helps fulfill PM Modi's vision of providing affordable housing for all. Esco offers complete bathroom solutions covering a wide range of design options in bath fittings, sanitary ware, water heaters, and bathroom accessories. Standing tall among the leading brands, Esco represents true quality and trusted service as its 2 main salient features.
Nation building is a big thing for India. Real estate developers play a big role in nation building. Housing is a very critical area for our country, led by none other than our Prime Minister, Mr. Modi. So it gives me a great pleasure to announce this award. The Real Estate Company of the Year goes to Rustomji. Congratulations.
It gives us immense happiness to have been voted as a Construction Company of the Year, and thank Construction Week India and our voters who have humbled us with this rare honor. I would like to wish each one of y'all a very happy and a prosperous 2021. Thank you.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have kept the best for the last, the most important and distinguished award of the season and the year, the Lifetime Achievement Award. May we ask Mr. Ramesh Jain of GM Modular to please come on screen to announce this winner.
I am glad to present the 10th Annual Construction Week 2020 Lifetime Achievement Award of the Year. And the award goes to Mr. Dayanand Pai, Century Real Estate.
Could we have the citation, please?
In 1968, a young civil engineer, along with his brother, came to the then sleepy town of Bangalore with a vision that was later realized in the form of Century Real Estate. Always thinking ahead, Dayanand Pai foresaw the potential of the city and its land and laid down the groundwork for decades of industry leadership. A philanthropist, a patron for modern education, an athlete, his life is a series of diverse chapters, each more beautiful than the other. As co-founder and managing trustee of the Vidyashilp Education Group, he was one of the first few who ushered in modern education in the Indian schooling system. Today, he holds high positions in various associations and organizations in the social, cultural, and education sectors. A benefactor of many causes, he works with numerous NGOs to support underprivileged children and women. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Dayanand Pai.
Hearty greetings and good wishes to all the viewers. I just recollect 50 years back I started this real estate business along with my brother, and today Century has become a leading name, a trusted name in the real estate industry and construction industry. Today I am really feel honored that Construction Week has chosen me to receive this year's Lifetime Achievement Award.
For some reason, we were unable to connect with Larsen & Toubro during Infrastructure Company of the Year award. We now connect with Mr. M.V. Satish, Whole-Time Director and Senior Executive Vice President Buildings, Larsen & Toubro, who has a short message for us for winning the Best Infrastructure Company of the Year.
I'm indeed very happy that L&T has been chosen as the Infrastructure Company of the Year by public choice. Indeed, it's a great feeling that we have been addressed directly by the public, and which also makes us happy that we're able to touch and transform the lives of the people. And जनता जनार्दन जो हमने चुना है उनको सादर प्रणाम, and thanks to Construction Week for this honor.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the last of the Construction Week Awards for the 2020. Dear audience, you have been the most patient, and thank you so much for being with us here today. It was an absolute pleasure for having each and every one of y'all on this platform joining us and through this entire ceremony. We'd also like to thank our partners, GM Modular, Schuco, Jaguar Group, and J. Kumar Infra Projects for being a part of this journey and for their support. With this, we come to an end for the awards, and we look forward to meeting you at our hotel venue next year, hopefully. With this, good evening, goodbye, and please have a great week ahead. Thank you.